Hi, everyone. So I'm going to continue going over the Professional Practice Experience Manual or website here. Today I'm going to go over the basics. So I'm going to click on that. So again, I'm not going to read all this to you. I really like it if you all would read this. Some of this, for example, is different, of course, this year. We haven't changed this basic information and of course, our philosophy and purpose. But typically our PPEs the affiliation is 80 hours. This year, we're going with 40 hours because of the virtual experience. Some of you that are going on site in person, if it's possible for you to do 80 hours, I'm sure Eric would, work with you on that and the site, but definitely talk with him. The other thing is if you are going on site, you can expect, a typical 8-hour day, Monday through Friday. And those are things that you would just work out with your PPE site mentor to determine when you need to be there and kind of the hours you keep and things like that. So philosophy and purpose, again, I'm not going to read that to you. I would like you all to read this, but really know that the PPE is really an important part of your education here at the College of St. Scholastica to give you that real world experience, okay? Students that are typically pursuing their PPE or taking their PPE course are in their final year. They're either pursuing a post-bac certificate in HIM or their baccalaureate degree, okay? Here is a list of some of the areas of observation in our practice that you may get to experience. So if you're virtual, these content areas will be different for a lot of you. Maybe you won't get to see a lot on health information exchange or, some of those kinds of things. And for those of you going on site too, this might be a little bit of hit and miss with it only being 40 hours. And so this isn't like a comprehensive list that you need to, visit all of these sites. Oh my gosh, it's early and it's Friday. All of these areas within an organization, okay? All right, scrolling down here. Financial arrangements, this just kind of talks about the fact that students are responsible for their own expenses, travel, hotel, all of that kind of stuff. One thing I will note here is this last statement here. Students will not be substituted for paid staff. This obviously becomes more relevant when you're on site. We've had it in the past where our students end up scanning records for 4 hours. Well, that's not really the purpose of the PPE. Yeah, spending an hour learning how they scan, understanding their process, that's reasonable because this is a management focused PPE. However, if this was more operations focused, if it was more of a 2-year experience, that would be more expected, okay? Student guidance. Students will be responsible to and under the guidance of credentialed HIM professionals as your supervisor. So that goes for both those of you that are on site and in the virtual experience this year. As I think of the list that Eric and I have of professionals, I can assure you they're all credentialed, okay? Liability insurance, this is primarily, again, for those of you going on site. This is covered in our agreement with the PPE sites, okay? Background checks, you guys know a lot about that already, I think. Health screenings, those are requirements as well for our on-site students, and so make sure that you work with Eric to determine the requirements for that, okay? Eric and I do, what this is talking about here, contact with College of St. Scholastica, is that Eric and I make visits to these sites. A lot of times we have really close relationships with our PPE mentors. Those even pretty much all of those that that are on our list for virtual mentors, and of course our traditional, like You know, obviously, if there is a mentor or a site in California or Texas or some of those areas, we're not going to be able to visit those necessarily. But if you're with individuals here in the state of Minnesota, we do try to make regular visits to those organizations and to meet with those mentors, just to talk about how things are going and you know, what we can do to make the PPE better and prepare you better for them. And then lastly here is evaluation. And so at the end of your PPE, you will have an evaluation completed on you by your PPE mentor. For those of you that are virtual, that evaluation is going to come from the mentor that you work under for your project. Okay. And for those of you on site, it's that primary person that you're working under and directly with. Okay. Those surveys are sent out to mentors via email, and they're a Qualtrics survey. And the other survey that needs to be completed is a survey by you. And so just kind of how you rate your experience and the site mentor and the site itself. So, all right, that's enough for now. I hope that this was helpful, and definitely take some time to just read through this entire page so you don't miss anything. Okay.